There's something beautifully complex about the way a woman loves. It's rarely loud, it's rarely boastful, but when it's real, you can feel it even in the quietest moments. Most men search for grand gestures, flowers, gifts, or declarations of love. But the truth is, a woman who deeply loves you doesn't always show it the way you expect. In fact, if she gives you these three things, her love might be deeper than you realize. Not every woman does them, and not every woman can, of course. Here's keynote 1 about her giving you her vulnerability expanded into approximately 900 words, in Jessica Opare's emotionally resonant, introspective style, without headings and without ending the sentences. When a woman gives you her vulnerability, it's not just about shedding a tear or speaking about her emotions. No, it goes much deeper than that. It's the moment when she allows herself to be seen fully and honestly, without the mask that the world often forces her to wear. You see, women are conditioned to be strong, to be resilient, to carry pain in silence and smile through the storm. So when she begins to open up to you, to speak her truth without sugarcoating it, to show you the side of her that she doesn't show to anyone else, you must understand what that truly means. It means she's letting her guard down. It means she feels something for you that goes beyond surface level attraction or passing interest. It means she sees you as someone who might not break her heart, someone she can trust, someone who listens and holds space for her without judgment. And that kind of trust is not something that's easily earned, nor should it ever be taken lightly, because when a woman begins to share her past, not just the happy memories but the ones that haunt her, the betrayals, the failures, the wounds that are still healing, she is not looking for sympathy. She's revealing her truth in the hope that you will not run, that you will stay, that you will understand her better. And what many men fail to realize is that vulnerability is not just a window into her emotional world. It's an invitation to build something real, to be part of her healing, to become someone she can lean on when life gets too heavy. When she cries in front of you, she's not being dramatic or weak. She's saying, I feel safe enough to let go here. She's saying, I don't have to pretend to be okay. And that is one of the purest forms of love you'll ever witness, because love isn't just about pleasure or passion. It's about safety, and for many women, safety is emotional. Safety is about being able to speak without being mocked, to be soft without being taken for granted, to feel without being dismissed as too sensitive or too much. And when a woman gives you that softness, when she stops filtering her words or hiding her flaws, she's not becoming clingy, she's becoming real with you, and being real takes courage, especially in a world where people are so quick to judge, so quick to walk away, so quick to label and criticize, instead of understand. So when she shows you her fears, the ones that keep her up at night, the ones she has tried to silence for years, that is love. When she tells you about the moments she felt invisible, or not enough, or abandoned by the people she once trusted, she's not asking you to fix her. She's asking you to see her, and seeing her, really seeing her, requires patience, emotional maturity, and the willingness to hold space without trying to control or correct her feelings. It's about listening with empathy, not ego. It's about being present in the silence and in the sobs. And when she trusts you enough to show you the unfiltered version of who she is, that's a version she doesn't even share with the world because the world tells her to be strong, to hustle, to be independent, to keep her feelings locked away so she doesn't get hurt. But when she's with you and feels safe enough to shed that armor, she's saying, I want you to know me, not the version everyone else sees, but the real me. And if you're wise, you won't run from that vulnerability. You'll hold it gently. You'll treasure it, because very few men will ever get to see her like that. Most will only know her confidence, her laughter, her strength. But you will have seen her heart, and there's something sacred about that, something not everyone deserves. So if she shares her childhood fears, her traumas, her body insecurities, her mental struggles, or the moments she felt broken, don't shut down, don't minimize it, and don't try to make it about you. Just listen, just be there, and realize that in those moments she is loving you with everything she has. She's not hiding behind a facade. She's offering you her truth, and that truth is the foundation of emotional intimacy. And if you can meet her in that space, if you can honor her openness and respond with compassion and authenticity, then you will have something that so many people search for and never find: real connection, soul, deep intimacy, a bond that can withstand time and trials. But if you dismiss her, if you mock her, if you make her feel small for trusting you, don't be surprised when she pulls away, because vulnerability is not a bottomless well. It dries up when it's not met with respect, and once it's gone, it's hard to get back. She'll still smile, still carry on, still show up in the world, but the softness she gave you, that rare, beautiful, honest softness, will disappear. So if you're ever lucky enough to see that side of her, to witness her tears, to hear her secrets, to feel her raw emotion, don't run, don't freeze, don't respond with silence. Just be there, because in that moment you are holding something sacred, something pure, something that says more than any "I love you" ever could. And if you can't understand what it means, someone else will. Someone who sees that a woman's vulnerability isn't weakness. It's the highest form of trust, the clearest sign of love. And if you hold it with care, she will give you even more, because once a woman feels emotionally safe, her love becomes limitless. And that is when you begin to truly see the power of a woman's heart. When a woman gives you her time and her energy, she is giving you something far more valuable than money or material gifts, because her time is not something she can ever get back. Her energy is not something that magically replenishes itself without cost. And when she offers those things to you freely, consistently, and without being asked, that is not routine, that is not convenience, that is a sign of love that often goes unrecognized. She may not always say the words "I love you" out loud, but you'll see it in how she prioritizes you, how she finds ways to be present even when her own world is demanding, stressful, or chaotic. And one of the greatest misconceptions people hold about women is thinking that if she's always there, if she's always available, it must mean she doesn't have anything better to do. But the truth is, women are constantly multitasking, constantly balancing roles, constantly dealing with internal and external expectations that pull them in every direction. So when she carves out space for you in her day, when she checks in on you, when she listens to your stories no matter how small, when she remembers the little things you said in passing weeks ago, it's not just kindness, it's love, it's effort. It's her choosing you over and over again, not because she has to, but because she wants to. And the thing about a woman's time is that it reflects what she values, what she respects, and who she emotionally invests in. She may be busy with work, with family, with her goals, but if she makes time to ask about your day, to encourage you, to be a part of your life in even the smallest ways, you need to understand that you're not just someone she talks to. You're someone she's building emotional roots with. She will stay up late just to hear your voice. She will wake up early to send that good morning text. She will take detours in her schedule just to see you for 10 minutes, not because it's convenient, but because your presence matters to her. And the energy it takes to consistently show up in someone's life is often underestimated, because it's easy to be there once or twice when things are good. But when she is tired, when she is overwhelmed, when her own heart is heavy, and yet she still checks on you, supports you, and encourages your growth, that's a love that runs deeper than surface-level attraction, because women don't pour from empty cups unless they care deeply. She'll give you her attention even when her phone is buzzing with other notifications. She'll put her plans on pause just to be by your side when she senses you're not okay. And the reason this matters so much is because emotional presence is becoming increasingly rare in a world filled with distractions. Everyone is busy, everyone is tired, but the people who love you will make time for you. And if she is that person for you, if she shows up in your life with consistency and warmth, don't take that lightly, because she is not obligated to do any of it. She is doing it because your joy is her joy, your sadness is her concern, and your dreams matter to her as if they were her own. And the thing about women is, when they love you, they begin to weave themselves into the fabric of your life in the quietest yet most powerful ways. They want to know what makes you laugh, what makes you anxious, what you dream about at night, and what you fear most in silence. And they will invest their time in learning these things, not use them against you, but to love you better, and this investment is never casual, it's intentional, because she doesn't give her time and energy to just anyone, and when she does, it means she sees something in you that's worth growing with, and so many men mistake that effort for just being nice. They overlook the ways she tries to understand him, how she compromises, how she adapts, how she makes space for his flaws, for his ambitions, for his moments of emotional withdrawal. But love doesn't always come with fanfare or loud declarations. It often shows up in the way she asks, "Have you eaten? Or did you sleep okay? Or how did your meeting go?" And if you're paying attention, those questions aren't small talk. They are small acts of devotion. And if she plans her days around your moments together, if she remembers important dates not because you reminded her, but because she cares enough to keep it in her heart, you must know that those aren't habits, those are emotional gifts. And when she chooses to spend her weekends with you, when she could have gone elsewhere, when she waits patiently for you to finish your work just to hear how it went, when she takes interest in the things you care about, even if they don't interest her personally, that's her showing you that love isn't about grand gestures. It's about everyday loyalty. It's about being emotionally present even when life is distracting, even when it would be easier to focus on herself. And if you ever find yourself wondering how she feels about you, don't just listen to her words. Look at how she shows up for you, because women don't give their time and energy so freely unless there's meaning behind it, unless their heart is involved. And if she is giving you these things consistently, quietly, without conditions or expectations, she loves you more than you realize, and one day you might look back and understand that all those little moments where she made time for you, where she gave her energy to uplift you, where she showed up even when she had every reason to stay away, those were the moments where she was loving you the hardest, in the most honest and selfless way possible. When a woman gives you peace, she is giving you something more valuable than attraction, more powerful than excitement, and more lasting than desire. She is giving you the kind of emotional foundation that most people spend years searching for and still never find. Because peace in a relationship is not just the absence of conflict, it's the presence of understanding, the quiet knowing that someone is for you, not against you. And when a woman truly loves you, she doesn't come into your life to disrupt it or compete with your purpose. She comes to harmonize with it, to support it, to add balance, not chaos, and you'll start to notice it in the little things. How she doesn't provoke unnecessary arguments just to prove a point. How she doesn't weaponize your vulnerabilities or make you feel small when you express your fears. How she listens, not just to respond, but to understand. And this kind of woman is rare because she has done the internal work. She knows who she is. She doesn't need to manipulate or create drama to feel seen. Her presence alone is calming, like a deep breath after a long day, like silence that comforts rather than unsettles. And when you talk to her, you don't feel drained, you feel lighter, because she brings clarity, not confusion. And you'll realize quickly that she doesn't just love you when it's easy. She brings peace even when things are hard, and that peace doesn't mean she won't challenge you or hold you accountable. It means she will do so with respect, with grace, with care. She won't attack you. She'll reach you. She'll look at the broken parts of you and respond with softness instead of judgment. And when life gets heavy and you're unsure about everything else, she becomes the one thing you don't have to question, not because she's perfect, but because she's intentional. She creates a space where your mind can rest, where your heart can breathe, where you don't have to perform to be accepted. And this is where many people miss the depth of a woman's love. They assume peace means quietness or submission, but it's not about silence. It's about safety. It's about being able to exist fully without fear of being misunderstood or emotionally punished for being imperfect. And the truth is, not all women offer this kind of love, because not all women are emotionally secure enough to be that kind of soft place to land. But when you find one who is, she becomes the stillness in your storm, the voice that reminds you of who you are when the world tries to make you forget. And she does this without asking for credit, without making it about her. She brings peace not because she's trying to be seen as the perfect woman, but because her love flows from a place of maturity and emotional depth. And when she loves you, she considers your peace her priority too. She won't shame you for needing space. She won't belittle your silence. She will sit with you in it until you're ready to speak. And when you're lost in your thoughts, she won't interrupt to make it about her. She will wait patiently, because she understands that peace is not always loud or expressive. Sometimes it's presence. Sometimes it's just being there without needing to fill the silence with unnecessary noise. And when you succeed, she celebrates you without insecurity. When you struggle, she stays without resentment. She's not here to compete with your path. She wants to walk beside you on it, and that alone changes everything, because when you're with a woman like this, you stop feeling the need to be defensive all the time. You stop walking on eggshells. You stop waiting for the next argument to explode from nowhere, and instead, you find yourself opening up more, trusting more, becoming a better version of yourself, not because she demands it, but because she inspires it, and the way she communicates is gentle but firm, honest but loving, clear without being cold. And in a world where people love to argue just to be right, just to dominate, just to win, her peace becomes magnetic, and you start realizing that her love doesn't just make you feel wanted. It makes you feel whole, and the biggest thing is, she doesn't make your life harder, she doesn't drain your energy, she doesn't leave you guessing, and her peace becomes your safe space, your recharge, your reminder that love isn't meant to be a war zone or a battlefield. It's meant to be a partnership, a space where both people can breathe. And if you're wise, you'll protect that peace as fiercely as she protects yours. Because if you take it for granted, if you ignore it, or think it's just her being chill, you will eventually lose the very thing that makes your life feel lighter, and one day, you'll miss how she never raised her voice even when she could have, how she always chose patience when she could have chosen pride, how she forgave you when you didn't deserve it, and how she gave you peace without ever asking for it in return. And by then, you'll realize that what you had wasn't just a relationship. It was a rare kind of emotional sanctuary, a kind of love that doesn't scream or demand, but quietly stays and gives. And if you ever find a woman who gives you that kind of peace, who grounds you in the middle of your chaos, who brings stillness to your storms, who never makes your heart feel unsafe, don't take her presence for granted, because in a world full of noise, a woman who gives you peace is the loudest sign of love you will ever receive. So let me say this clearly. If you have a woman who gives you these three things, her vulnerability, her time, and her peace, you're not just loved. You're deeply, unconditionally, and genuinely loved, and it's not always going to come with fireworks or loud declarations. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's hidden in small gestures, but make no mistake, her love is there, strong, real, and rare. The question is, will you see it before it's too late? Because once a woman stops giving these things, she's already halfway out the door. So appreciate her, respect her, and most importantly, love her back. Not just with words, but with action. Because when a woman gives you that kind of love, she deserves nothing less.